It's incredible to think that it was 7 years ago to the very day that Luis Suarez bit Branislav Ivanovic. Frank Leboeuf and Ali Moreno here alongside me to talk about how that affects his legacy regarding a footballer or a biter. Frank Leboeuf, when we've talked about this in the past, this is something that genuinely gets you quite angry.
Well, I'm not anymore. And I wish him the best for the rest of his life, let's say. He's almost at the end of his career, but that's the real momentum that my perception of a human being on the field changed in a way that I never thought that somebody would be able to not bite somebody once, but for the second time, and after will be a third time with Chiellini. So it made me think that that guy was a particular character and couldn't be a friend of mine. That's it. He's a fantastic football player, no doubt about that. But when you bite somebody once, then twice, then thrice, you maybe wonder what kind of person you are. And it wouldn't be my friend. Maybe he doesn't want to be my friend. But the perspective on the way he acts made me think that he's not a really good person in a real life.
So no matter what happens, Frank, at the next World Cup, he could score 20 goals, be the absolute hero for Uruguay. You would still feel his legacy is tainted because of what happened?
Yes, it's tainted, exactly, because I think when you love, you like, or you appreciate a player, it's because of its personality. It's not only what you see on the field. I'm completely fond of Edinson Cavani, his compatriot. The guy is a gentleman. He's a good-looking. He is polite. He has an education. On the field, he gives 100%. He's a fantastic player, and he seems to be a fantastic guy. So it's nothing personal against Luis Suarez. It's the whole aspect of the personality that you have to take in count, and then you make up your mind. And I just did for Suarez, and I do it also for Edinson Cavani. So it doesn't matter if he scores 30 goals. My thought and the result of my thoughts about Suarez is done.
Ali, when you think of Luis Suarez, first thing comes into your mind, is it biter or great striker?
Great striker, and I think I can separate both of those things. I can tell you, I didn't know that in order to become Frank Leboeuf's favorite player, you had to be educated, good-looking, well-dressed, and all the other things that he mentioned. The truth of the matter is that, yes, he comes with the full package of Luis Suarez when you talk about him as a player, that he lives in the fringes of legality when it comes to the game. Now, you don't have to appreciate that. You don't have to like that. But I think what you can appreciate and what you have to like is his movement of the ball, his ability to create space, his ability to move off the shoulder of defenders, his ability to finish chances, and the fact that for every teammate that he's ever had and for every coach that he's ever had, have you ever heard anybody say anything negative about Luis Suarez, the teammate, Luis Suarez, the player, Luis Suarez, the person, even inside the locker room? None of those things ever come up. In fact, more to the opposite. You talk or you hear coaches that have been part of Luis Suarez's team, and they tell you that this is one of those guys that you love to have because in every training session, because in every game, because in everything that he does, he gives you everything absolutely he has to give. And so I understand the frustration of people and the frustration of Frank when they talk about Luis Suarez and they see that this is a guy that, yes, will bite somebody, will provoke somebody, will cross the line, and will live on those fringes that I just spoke about, that he has mastered the dark arts of the game that perhaps are unnecessary to him, and yet he continues to do it. Well, it's part of his package. It's part of what he is as a player. And I can separate both things. And I can honestly tell you, he is a tremendous striker, and I don't really care whether he is a citizen of the world or whether he's going to win a fair play award and all those things. I'm not expecting that from Luis Suarez. What I'm expecting of him is to give me productivity and to give me a full effort. And I think he does that on a weekly basis.
Frank, I'll give you the last word on this.
Well, I think a football player has a duty of being an example at some point. You don't have to be perfect, of course, but you can be an example. I would have forgave Luis Suarez if it would happen only once, even maybe twice. But again, thrice, I think it's a little bit too much. It says a lot about the personality. Okay, he's a good striker, fantastic striker, one of the best in the world at when he was at his best. But it doesn't erase the character of the person, and you have to take that in account. I'm sorry, Ali, if you don't think that, and he would be a fantastic lawyer for Suarez in terms of football, and I will agree with you. But in terms of personality, I'm sorry, it doesn't match with the education I received from my parents.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.